and welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today is Free Pattern Friday. Yay, Free Pattern Friday. We're going to do a real quick, simple little block here today, and you have been asking for blocks that use up 2.5-inch pieces, and this is the perfect one for you, and it's scrappy. It looks best scrappy, and we're going to have all sorts of fun here today. Now, but first we do our shout out. Rona, the Traveling Quilter, has started a YouTube channel, and her stuff is going to be a lot of fun. She's got a very unique perspective on quilting. So her YouTube link is going to be in the show notes below. And you know the drill, guys. You go over there and you tell her that Brenda from Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you if you like what you see there. Now, also what you're going to find in the show notes is all the cutting instructions for this block, as well as our Facebook group. Now, our Facebook group, if you're part of the Facebook community, we are growing very rapidly. We answer questions, we share pictures, we do a virtual sewing room. We have all sorts of community chats. We do fabric swaps. There's all sorts of things going on there all the time. It's wonderful. It's a very warm, welcoming community. So if you're into something like that, check them out. It's a lot of fun. The other thing you're going to find in there is our Zoom sew dates, and they're once a month, usually the first Saturday of the month. Now, they're only from now until May because we haven't settled on our summer plans and we want to go camping with our grandkids. So we have to wait till they make decisions on when we're going. Now, the other thing is I speak to quilt guilds and groups of quilters for free. I have a PowerPoint presentation and I do it over Zoom. So if your guild or your quilting group is looking for a speaker, I mention my name. All of their patterns that I have here are free, and they're free and open for the guilds to use for charity quilts. That's not a problem. And lastly, share, like, and subscribe with your friends. Commenting and sending us hearts on your comments, that helps our analytics and helps our algorithm move our videos forward. So you could really help us out doing that. So come on in, let's get to this fun sewing today. Okay, we're at our sewing machine. That's what it's called today. And we're just going to start. This is a 4.5-inch square. So the first one, you put the smallest in. Now, I know some people, what they do is they just line up the width of fabric, 2.5-inch strip. And, then they just start running all this fabric together. I don't like to do that because I've always found that I have some distortion. With the blocks get out of square very quickly on that sometimes, and you just have to be a little careful, right? So there's no hard parts on here other than maybe picking the color that you're going to do and put on here. So then, okay, now you don't go all the way around. You only go you only work on two sides. Now, we filmed this yesterday and the sound quality was so bad. It sounded like I was in a sewing inside a jet engine. It was just like, oh my gosh. And I was so glad we checked the sound before we decided to upload stuff, but it was bad. It was really bad. So we decided, okay, we'll show you what I did yesterday as well as this block when we're done. But it takes any kind of scraps. Now, the hardest thing is making sure your seams don't flip, but you're only ever crossing one seam. Once you get past your first piece, you're only crossing one seam. So that's what makes this a little easier to do. And I'm just putting together little half square triangles from another project. So I'm just going to finger press this out of the way. There we go. Put it back. This one's next. See how there's a lot of polka dots in this one. I wonder why. Always I laugh. My friend told me, she said, if you put too many polka dots on something, people think it's diseased. And it's not. It's just all freckles. It's all fine. There. Yeah. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. It's been a nice week, actually. So there we go. I'm going to take this, just like I say. Finger pressing helps move the direction, or move the fabric in the right direction that you need it to be in, right? There. Okay. Okay. Line your seam so you don't flip it. Okay. One more triangle after this one. Yeah. So you put lots of textures, lots of colors. You can limit your color palette, you know, if you need to, right? Because if it's, you know, a wild eclectic color palette isn't your thing, I mean, that's okay, right? You can limit your color palette to, you know, colors that you think play nice together. Or you can go, well, I'm only going to use cool tones. I'm only going to use warm tones, right? I mean, all the warm tones play together nicely. All the cool tones play together, right? So, you know, if you're going to do genre quilt where it's all Civil War, they all play nice together. Because they tend to be warmer colors too, right? Or muted colors. So, there. Now, or the 30s reproduction prints, those tend to be all more within the same genre. They tend to work well. So, yeah, you can get really bright and happy colors in here if you need to, you know. My favorite way of doing these blocks is to set them on point. I've done a few baby quilts that way, and they're always a lot of fun. They're always appreciated. Now I'm just gonna. That cat is complaining. Our cat is complaining terribly, like he's dying. So I'm just gonna take some of these, trim off the dog ears, and get a pinwheel out of it. Because now when I'm sewing just random bonus triangles and I don't know what size they're going to be at, I press to the dark just like this with my finger, and then I lay them all out, and only thing I'm matching is the center point. So I put mine like that, like that, like that, and like that, just like this. But the only point I'm mismatching is this. So I don't care if they're out, because I get to square them up, right? So you have to square them up at some point. So if they match on the outside, good. But if they don't, oh well, I square them up. And I make them into something usable right away. I don't let them collect a bunch of stuff. And then they go easier into, like, you know, orphan block quilts or other blocks or something like that. So our last piece now goes on just like this for this 12.5-inch block. And now, there. Okay, you line up the now, if you're having problems with your 1/4 inch being too skinny or too fat, or, you know, something, make these outside logs larger, right? Because then you have a chance of, you know, squaring it up to 12.5, just by making it a little bit larger. So now with these, the seams are going this way, so that's the way I'm going to push this. And I'm just going to clip my center string and run it through. There. Here we go. Okay. So I'm going to get this off. Give this a quick finger press, and we'll get to our ta-da moment. Okay, so this is our 1/4 log cabin. You can see this is fun, and, you know, there's, you know, it's all scrappiness and it's all good. Now, I have not added any light colors, because what I like to do with this block is add white cornerstones and sashing. I also like putting the block on point. Now, there's some people, what they do, and I'm going to show you the one I made yesterday. This is the one I made yesterday, is they'll put 2 blocks like this, and then this block will be beside it will be like that, right? So they kind of bob, they go in, they, you know, the corners touch and then the outsides touch. So it's kind of a fun, you can have lots of fun with the layouts here. And like I say too, I don't put lights in because I do light sashing. So it gives your place, your eye somewhere to rest. But like I say, these were fun to make. And if you line them up even all this way, you don't have any seams to match up. You don't have like a whole bunch of like seams you're trying to figure out and match up. So it's an easy block to do, and it's great scrap buster. Okay, you have an amazing week ahead until we meet again. Okay, take care. Right, bye. My husband and I would love to thank you for watching our videos and being part of our Facebook group and coming to our Zoom meetings. It's been so much fun on this little adventure that we've been on YouTube. I just want to we are doing Zoom sew dates still coming up and those dates are going to be listed in the show notes of this video. For the next year, we're making that commitment to you, and we're having a lot of fun with those Zoom sew dates. So please, you know, feel free to come in. Even if you're not a quilter and you just want to come and do some crocheting or knitting or whatever, yeah, come on down. We're good. The other thing is I still am doing speaking engagements for the quilt gals just to help them out to get back on their feet. I am doing only Zoom meetings, and I have a PowerPoint presentation that talks about all the free patterns that we have put out and will be putting out to the world. So they're more than welcome to take any of my patterns and use them for their charity quilts, right? So that's kind of important that they know that we're there. So if you are part of a guild, let your programs person know that we're speaking for free over Zoom only. We're not doing any traveling or anything like that. The other thing that I want to let you know is that we do in our Facebook group, everybody's sharing pictures and having fun and asking questions, and it's a hoot. And we do still have the room feature in Facebook that we can go sew within. My admin person, Kathy, was able to set that up. It's no longer called Brenda's room, it's called Kathy's room, but we got a room. We do have a room working, so we're all happy with that. So if you get the opportunity to come join us on Facebook, that's great. We'd love to have you. So until we meet again, I hope you have you and your family have an absolutely amazing weeks ahead, okay? You take care. All right, bye.